my beautiful people. How are you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing very well. I say to you, good morning and good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. And welcome to Breakfast Show, Yantambama, the only breakfast show that realizes that it might not be breakfast where you are. The only breakfast show that is Ntambama. Guys, thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. If you're new here, my name is Tenjiwe. I am a South African stand-up comedian and content creator, and I appreciate you for joining this video. Please let me know in the comment section where you are joining us from. Drop a flag, let me know. And it is so hot today. I'm currently in England. It is so hot. It's one of the hottest days of the year. It's been hot, but today is really hot. And they say it's the last day that was this hot was in 1976, the last time they had a heat wave. So it is hot. I'm South African. I thought I knew heat. I've been to all over the place. I've been to different African countries in the middle of summer, but I'm telling you, today is hot, 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 hot. And even yesterday was very hot. And let me know if you saw the eclipse. There was an eclipse yesterday. Most parts of England did see it. Let me know if you saw it. How was the experience? I am sorry, I'm going to keep wiping my face because it is just hot. It is hot. Yesterday, I so wanted to do a live to do Wednesday edition of Breakfast Show in Yantambama, but it was just too hot. It was just too hot. And right now I can't even have a fan. I don't have an aircon. I can't have a fan because it will make loud noise, which will prevent me from shooting. So thank you so much for clicking. Welcome to Breakfast Show in Yantambama, because it is breakfast where you are, but somewhere else it is Yantambama. And today we are doing our Business Wednesday. I know the days of the week, don't confuse me. I couldn't go live yesterday. And I told myself I'm going to go live on this channel doing Breakfast Show in Yantambama every weekday until the end of the month. And I'm not letting anything come between me, you, and that schedule. So even if it means Wednesdays on a Thursday, Tuesdays on a Friday, it's going to happen. So every Wednesday, we're going to talk about money. Let's talk about money. Such a taboo subject, especially in the Black community, in the African community. This is something we don't talk about. So many people don't even know what their partners earn. They don't know what their colleagues earn. They don't know if they're budgeting properly. Even in families, some of you are breadwinners, but your families, if they saw how much you earned, they would stop asking for things because they will understand that whenever you give them money, you are left with nothing. So many, especially for us in the diaspora, so many of our families back home in Africa, when you give them money, they think, she gave us £1,000. She must have 100,000 where she is. People don't understand. So we need to talk about money. But most importantly, especially for us in the diaspora or us who work within our countries, but in different provinces, there comes a time when you need to go back to where you come from, when you need to retire. Have you started making your investment plans? So I want us to use Wednesday to talk about money, to talk about making it, keeping it, growing it, losing it. A lot of us do talk about making it, but we never talk about how to keep it, how to grow it, how to lose it. That's why a lot of us find ourselves in so much trouble, having to work the rest of our lives. And lately, especially with social media, people filming people, I've seen a lot of people who are working well into their 80s. Is that what you want for yourself? Me, I wouldn't mind, but only as a stand-up comedian. I wouldn't mind still being able to go on stage, but not going on stage because I wouldn't mind continuing being a content creator, all the jobs I love, but I wouldn't want to be working in a supermarket because I needed to pay bills. I wouldn't want to be working even as a stand-up comedian. I wouldn't want to be taking any gig because I still need the money to pay my bills. So we need to start talking. And one thing we avoid is the topic of money. People will talk about how much their bag cost, how much they paid for their hair. Some of them will even wear jackets with the price tag, but they would never talk about salaries, about investing. Why are we like that? The first job I had, where it was actually here in England, where people were just putting their pay slip everywhere and anywhere. I was like, this is a trap. And then I realized that culturally, we are just different. Some people don't hide their money. Some people discuss their money. Some people talk to their colleagues about how much are you earning. Some people are very open. That's why sometimes we find ourselves doing the same job with people, but they earning a lot less or a lot more because we just don't talk about money. We avoid talking about money. So we need to talk about money because sometimes we find ourselves hiding from relatives because they remember we are family when there's money. There are people I no longer call. I love checking on people, but there are people I no longer call. People I really dearly love. But you know, every time you call them, they're going to start a topic that's going to end up needing you to pay for a need of theirs. It's going to be a hospital bill. It's going to be this is broken. Our electricity bill. This child has not paid for school. And it's like, if I hadn't called, you'd be okay sorting this problem. My calling has made you look at me as an ATM. And I make enough money to look after myself and cover my needs. And I dislike having to explain to people that I'm broke. Like, you see me eating chicken and I told you I'm broke. I'm broke for you. I saved for this chicken. I worked for this chicken. You see me buying a new bag when I told you I'm broke. I'm broke for you. I saved for this bag. People will hate you for your own money that you woke up to go and work for. But nothing updates a family tree better than success, financial success. It will update the family tree very fast, quick, in a hurry. You can struggle for 10 years. Nobody knows. Nobody checks on you. But the minute they hear you bought a house, everybody wants to come and bless your house. Everybody starts reminding you that, oh, my child, your grandmother and my grandmother used to fetch water together when we were little girls. Oh, when you were 3 months old, I once changed your nappies. Remember me. Don't forget me. Okay, like, what do you want? But today I want us to talk about something that's very close to my heart. I'm sorry, I'm going to be doing my hair while we talk because after this video, I am going out. It is Cocktail Thursday, so I will be going out to meet my friends. Just don't mind the sound that my hair is making. Think of it as a guitar. Think of it as me having some musical instrument as I talk to you. Because we are trying to multitask here. Multitasking is the order of the day. Yeah, so today I'd like us to talk about something that's very close to my heart, something that I believe I have slept on for such a long time, something I believe that a lot of us sleep on for such a long time, which is township economy. And especially, how can ordinary people like you and I profit from the township economy? Because we saw so many people coming from outside to make a lot of money in the township. Most townships are overpopulated. Most townships have people spending money all the time. But it is not usually the people in the township that are making the township money. Because we hear this phrase all the time. There is no money in the township. Really? Have you been to the township on payday? Have you been to a funeral in a township? Have you been to your neighbor's house when they've slaughtered 2 chickens to appease the ancestors? Huh. Go and stand outside a township shebeen or a township butchery on a random Thursday or Saturday. Stand outside the liquor store. Go to a township salon before Christmas. Try to book a township builder in December. Attend a township funeral of someone who never received 1 paycheck in their whole life. Attend their funeral. There is money moving in the township every day. The question is not, is there money in the township? The question is, where does the money go? And even more importantly, how much of it stays in the township long enough to create more wealth? How much of it stays in the township long enough to create more wealth? The idea that there's no money in the township, it is nonsense. It is a lie to distract you from seeing the money. Have you seen stock fells at the end of the year? Have you seen how much people pay? The money they spend on buying food with the stock fell. You know these things they call village banks in other countries. The stock fells in South African township, guys, they could be opening their own malls. People know how to save. They may not know how to invest, but they know how to save. And I'm not going to tell you any motivational nonsense and tell you wake up at 4 a.m. You know this rice. I started with a cup of rice and then I prayed. Today I have 50 liters of rice. No. Why are you waking up at 4 o'clock? The customers are sleeping. We work too hard for our money. We need to find ways to work smart. We wake up at 4 a.m. just to sit there in darkness, struggling while the customers are sleeping. Why are you struggling in the darkness? Let's talk about actual business, customers, problems, profits, realistic things, supply chains, property, and why sometimes the person making the most money from a quarter does not even live in the township. It hurts me so much that so many people who live in the township, sometimes the person making money from the pub is not necessarily the person making the pub. The person making money from Ikota is not always the person who makes Ikota. So guys, I want you to know there is money in the township. You know, when people say the township is poor, they're often confusing income with economic activity, because that's a big difference. Those are not the same thing. Income and economic activity. As you watch this video, please do share with your friends, share with people who may benefit from it. And if you have not yet subscribed, please do the right thing and subscribe. You know, a community can have a significant or serious unemployment, inequality, and poverty, while still having enormous amounts of money that is changing hands every day. And the township money is changing hands every day. I'm looking for my scrunchie. No, that's not it. Sorry, guys. Please don't tell me I didn't bring it because I don't want to get out of here. Oh, well. I can't find it. Township money is the township money is exchanging hands every day, every day. Think about just one ordinary household, whether there's nobody who works, whether there's just one person who works, but guaranteed every month they need food, electricity, transport, they need data, they're buying clothes, they're doing their hair, they're doing repairs. There might be a funeral and no one has ever not been buried because nobody works in their family. They need entertainment, building materials, sometimes even childcare. Sometimes somebody needs their phone repaired. Somebody needs a plumber. Somebody needs their car fixed. There's always something that somebody is paying for. There is always something that somebody is paying for. Somebody needs to hire a chair for a wedding, for a funeral. Somebody needs their grass cuts. Like money is always moving around. So what I'm saying is don't look for money, look for transactions because there is money. We have proof that there is money. But look for where are people already spending? What can people not avoid doing? What do they need to do? What are the needs? Something that they need, that they will pay for. Because sometimes entrepreneurs make business unnecessarily complicated. We'll be sitting at home and saying, oh, I need an innovative idea. Meanwhile, your neighbor has been waiting 3 weeks for somebody to fix their gate. There's your innovation right there. Sometimes being reliability is a business model on its own. Itself, it's a business model. Not this thing of I'm coming tomorrow, tomorrow comes, you don't come. Sorry, Pooty, I'm now coming next week. Where next week comes, I'm on my way. You know how we laugh about it in South Africa? That's when a South African says, I'm on my way. It means they're just getting out of bed. If we can put in as much effort, I always say with regards to my content creation, if I put in as much effort of doing what I plan to do, what I'm supposed to do, the same way I do when I'm being employed by somebody else, I would have been so far. I would be making so much money because ideas are there. It's the execution. Because why? We find it so much easy to disappoint ourselves than we do to disappoint someone else. Which is so bad because we end up finding it easy to disappoint people who look like us than we do to disappoint people from different races, different financial background, different social groups. I don't know why we do that. I don't know why we do that. One thing we need to do is to follow the 100 rands. Let's do an experiment. I want you to follow an imaginary 100 rands, 100 rands. Let's say Makumalo wakes up in Kwamashu with 100 rands. She's hungry. She goes to a local spaza shop. She buys a guinya. Wonderful. 100 rand has moved from Makumalo to a local business. We celebrate, support local. Beautiful. But now let's follow the money. Igwinya needs polony. Where did they buy upoloni from? You need to drink cold drink. Where do they buy it from? Where does it come from? Everything that we get, like, why do we not have things? And what, in my own province, in the KwaZulu community, what really hurts me most is how even things that are cultural to us do not benefit us. We do not profit even from our culture. You'll be paying lobola, where you're buying suits from a shop that's owned by someone of a different race, a different culture. You'll be withdrawing your money from a bank that's owned by a different race. You'll be buying all the exchange goods, the blankets, the what, from someone else. You'll be buying the cows, the goats, from the chickens, everything you're going to slaughter, everything that's associated with your culture, the three-legged pots, everything. To be like, it's our culture. We need to do it this way. But why can't we profit from it? Why is this money not exchanging our hands? Maybe if there's a lucky Zulu who will profit, will be the guy who does that delivery, only because other races don't want to come and deliver in the township. Why are we even going into town to buy things that are used in the township? Why aren't we having those shops in our townships? School uniforms. We've had the same schools forever. The new ANC government has not built us one school. We've had the same schools that my mother went to, I went to, but not even one school uniform supplier. We still have to go to the Indians in town to buy school uniform. Even the sign outside our schools, outside our spaza shops, is not printed by us. I don't know why we are like that. I'd like you to share some ideas of what are some great township businesses that we should be looking into, that we should be investing in, that we should be starting. If you had a group of people you're playing stock for with, and you all contribute, say, 2,000 rands a month, at the end of the year, I have seen people like make 1 million, not individually, but as a group, as a collective. Oh, this year in our Stockfell, all together we have 1 million. Like, buy a franchise, bring it to the township. There's this guy, I can't remember his name. I saw a story on TikTok who did bread. Isinkwa Sethu, in one of the townships in Johannesburg. I was so impressed. Because every family eats bread every day. Why don't we have our own bakeries? We know what our people want. We know who the customer is. A smart entrepreneur looks at the business serving the customer. And I think what destroyed us the most is these tenderpreneurs, because a lot of them are in the hands of people who are not business people. They just have the right connections, and then we think they're business people when they are not. When we were growing up, we used to have township economy. We used to have spaza shops owned by local people, taxis owned by local people. But now, with the new South Africa, once people make a little bit of money, they move away from the township. They move out of the township. So township economy is not exchanging hands within people who live in the township. It's other people who are coming to benefit. And we like to copy a lot, to copy what other people are already doing. If I were to start selling meal, within a week, there'll be 12 of us on the same streets selling exactly the same thing. I don't know why we are like that. We can't just come up with innovative ideas. If somebody starts selling chicken in your neighborhood, You don't have to become a chicken seller number 47. Ask yourself who's supplying the packaging for the chicken. Complement what someone else is already doing. Who's delivering the chicken? Offer to deliver the chicken. Who's cleaning their equipment? Offer to clean their equipment. Who's supplying them with spices for the chicken? Who fixes their freezer? Now, that's how you look at a value chain where everybody profits differently from the same thing. There are so many business stories that we know of people who always say that necessity is the mother of invention. People invent what they need. So look at what you need around you. What is it that you need around you? What do the people around you use every day? What is difficult for the people around you? You see a lot of people saying, oh, I can't get a job. I've got a master's in business management. Whose business do you want to manage? You live in the township, you can't see business opportunities. Some people entered the haircut business because they couldn't find products that agreed with their hair. Their scalps suffered. So they ended up having to put things together that are going to work for them and end up making it into a business. I love this lady, Mbali Nhlapo. She is a cleaner. My name is Mbali Nhlapo, and I'm a housekeeper. Because she took what our mothers and grandmothers and many women in the township have been doing for years, which is being a housekeeper. She turned it into a business, a profitable business. She turned it into a social media business as well as a proper business. She created videos about being a housekeeper, sharing the products she uses, like the products she uses. Every house has to clean, rich or poor. You want to know how to remove this from this, how to clean this quicker, how to clean this better. She did that. That's something every house needs. Every household needs to clean. She's not selling some abstract thing that nobody needed. She understood her customer because she understood the problem. Black women and hair. In the township, you can go to any function. 90% or even more in most cases of Black women are wearing a wig. Why are we not learning to make wigs as Black women in the townships? Why are we not learning to make wigs? I always tell people planning to relocate or to go and study overseas and say, it would do you so much good to go and learn to do hair. You will make so much money. You may not even need to work. But some of them just think of it, oh, it's a low-skilled job. I'm like, you'll be making so much money. You'll be making more money than most professionals. Go and learn to do hair. If your child is going to uni, I used to survive at tertiary by doing people's hair. I didn't come from a family that could send me money like other children. I did people's hair and assignments. That's what I did. So guys, please listen carefully. There is money in the township. Hair salons are economic zones. I always look back and say, I wish I had the mentality of knowing that there's money in the township. But how we grew up and everything that happened in South Africa, the first thing was, when I make it in life, I want to move out of the township. But right now, I want to move back into the township. I need to have a property in the township. I want to see the needs and cater to the needs of the people in the township, because I can understand so much about the world, but I understand township people more. I grew up in the township. I'm the product of the township. And I believe that children growing up in the township need role models that are in the township. Otherwise, they're going to grow up with wrong role models. They need to see people doing different things from the township. When we grew up, we had all sorts of professionals, even though there were so many restrictions about how successful a Black person can become in South Africa. But we had teachers, we had nurses, we had doctors, we had we had like professors, we had so many people, we had taxi owners, business people. But the minute segregation officially, well, in the books, ended, people who were making a bit of money with a bit of success, we all moved out of the township into the suburban areas and left the township instead of growing the township economy. And I think it is time that we look back, because as much as we go to these other places, we are not welcome. We're just there to boost their economies. That's why you find people that be living in the most expensive suburb, they'll be in Mhlanga, Palito, and they'll be coming to the township to wash their car. There's so much, even with content creation, there's so much the world would want to see about life in the township, about things that happen in the township, just then expose our secrets. But there's so much that the world is ready to receive, ready to see. But most content creators, most vloggers don't want to vlog their lifestyle in the township. Some people would even go and book what you call these things, Airbnb or a hotel just to shoot content because I'm too embarrassed to shoot where I live. People want to see your real you, your truth. Guys, look at the ecosystem around hair, braids, wigs, products, installation, washing, treatment, like even nails, refreshments, photography. There's so much content creation, training people to do hair, distribution. Hair is an industry. We should be having our own factories that produce hair, because we are the wearers of hair. How come the people who don't wear the fake hair are the ones making a profit from the fake hair? Imagine pulling people to tell them they don't look good with their real hair and still being the one who makes money from them believing you lie and wanting to hide their hair with the fake hair, but you're still making money and they're not. We need people who can understand something that a lot of entrepreneurs still need to understand. We need to learn to save a real problem for a specific customer. Not, I want to be a CEO, I want to be a manager. There are so many industries. There are so many industries in the township. Those mamas that are selling, how come they're not as rich as Food Lovers Market? Because we, first us, will be the ones to go and over-negotiate with them. But if Woolworths overcharges you, you'll even post with pride, excited that you are paying more than you should be paying for any product. You're excited to be buying milk with a credit card. You're excited to be buying spinach for 100 rands, but you can't even buy spinach from the mama in the township who's selling it for 30 rands. Organic spinach, you see, you don't even know where she grows it. We need to learn to solve real problems for specific customers. Too many of us want to be CEOs. Instagram has created thousands of CEOs. Everyone is a founder and a CEO. Employers, zero. And the funny thing is, if somebody finds something that can make the money, everybody becomes the very same thing at the same time. There was a boom in DJs where everyone and their grandmother became a DJ. And of course, you can't create an industry from that if everybody is doing the same thing. Nobody was renting out equipment. Nobody thought, okay, let me build a dance hall where this DJ can come and DJ. Everyone was just a DJ. And then we had sangomas. Everybody was a traditional healer. Who's going to heal who? Who is going to heal who? You'll find 5 traditional healers in one household. You'll find couples going through traditional healing initiations at the same time. Like, who's going to heal who? Because we don't want to be innovative. We see if someone is doing something and we see it's successful, copy and paste. Copy and paste. Instead of looking for specific problems that we should be solving. You need to start with the problem. The title will come later. No, we want to start with a title. Like the food. There's food that you can only get in the township. Making a quota, it's like an MBA, guys. So much required. Bread, oil, potatoes, eggs, Viennas, cheese, polony, so much. Sauces, packaging, cooking equipment, cleaning supplies, transport. Now, multiply that by hundreds of informal food businesses. That's where you start seeing opportunity. There are opportunities. Maybe your business shouldn't be, I sell quota. Maybe your business should be, I supply packaging for people who sell quotas. I supply 100 every day. Because I don't supply for one person who sells 20 quotas a day. I supply for 5 people who sell 20 quotas each. Those things do not expire. If you don't do well today, they're not going to be out of date tomorrow. Your business could be, I deliver potatoes every day for people who made fried chips. I go buy potatoes in bulk and I deliver for people in the township who do fried chips. I supply sauces. I repair commercial fridges. What skills do you have? You are good, you do social media, you do content, and you are so great at it. But have you ever thought that you could make money photographing menus for people who have businesses, for small businesses, small food businesses in your township? Have you ever thought you could provide bookkeeping for the small businesses? Even for the people in the taxi industry. Just provide, for township businesses, provide bookkeeping. Stop only thinking retail, think infrastructure. The person selling directly to the customer is visible. But behind them are businesses supplying businesses. And that's where the scale can begin. One customer will buy one cord, one queen. But one restaurant is not going to buy one packaging from you. They will be buying packaging in bulk every week for 5 years. Skip doing your hair for 2 months. Save that money. Go and buy packaging and supply to shops. There's someone who supplies McDonald's. There's someone who supplies KFC. Why can't we do the same with our own businesses? People always describe McDonald's as a burger business. But the business model is much more sophisticated than selling burgers. They're not simply selling burgers. They are a franchise system. Like they have systems, they have supply chains, they have property arrangements, they have, their company doesn't just grow on burgers. There are farms that survive on growing specific potatoes that are used by McDonald's. They don't go to the markets and buy potatoes. There are farms. I'm not saying let's build McDonald's in Kwamashu. No, we don't need that. Let's build systems. You can make the best chicken in Durban. Maybe your chicken dust is better than Nando's. But if every time you are not there, the chicken tastes like punishment because there are no system, nobody else knows how to do it exactly like you, that's not a business. You're never going to create generational wealth. That's why when a lot of parents exit the earth, transition to be with their maker, the businesses fail because we don't have systems. We don't even have family recipes. Imagine just a simple thing as when they do a ceremony in a Zulu home. Imagine if you were to supply people who make umqomboti, the Zulu brew. Because so many families don't know how to do that anymore because their grandmothers and their mothers did not leave them with recipes. Charge people for that. That's a skill. Even charge to teach them or do videos and put them on YouTube that people will watch every time they want to do that. People don't know how to slaughter anymore. Supply slaughterers or learn to slaughter and make people pay you to come and slaughter for them. Teach them about how to do things culturally. There are so many things. Every time we do something, we are the only ones who don't profit because we are just good at spending. We know how to spend. We don't have businesses, but we have a lot of talent. We have talent, but not business. A business needs to eventually work beyond a founder. If you are in a hospital, your business must still continue. If you go on holiday, your business must still continue. If you are sleeping, your business must still continue to make you money. Can somebody else follow your recipe? Does somebody else know your secret spices? Do you know the cost per portion? Do you know the profit you make per portion? Do you know your stock? Do stock taking. How much stock disappears? How much should you be buying? How much stock becomes wasted? Do you know how much you made yesterday? And please, revenue is not profit. This one has destroyed a lot of businesses. I see it even with my colleagues in the entertainment industry. They don't run themselves as businesses. They do not run themselves as businesses. Someone will get a project today or get a show, they make 100,000 rand and they spend like they earn 100,000 rands every day. Yes, you make a lot of money when you do, but sometimes it will be weeks, months without getting any money. Are you treating yourself like a business? And you can't be telling people who are your employees that we didn't make money this month. Imagine if ShopRite told their staff we didn't make money this month, so you won't get paid. People confusing revenue with profit is what destroys a lot of township businesses. You sell for 10,000 rands today. You look at the bank account, you say, oh, 10,000 rands. Suddenly, let's go to Gateway. I don't feel like cooking. No, sit down. Because that 10,000 rands still contains stock money, transport money, electricity bills, rent, wages, tax where applicable, packaging, tomorrow's operating money. So don't be ordering champagne. You don't have 10,000 rands. When I do a show, and let's use the 10,000 rand, you say you're going to pay me 10,000 rand. To you, you may think I made 10,000 rands. No, I don't. I have to pay a makeup artist. I have to pay a hairstylist. So often I have to buy a new outfit because some of these things have themes. And you telling me, oh, everyone's going to be wearing lime green. Now I must find a lime green outfit. I need to pay for transportation to get me there. But I'm putting petrol or hiring someone to take me there. But that's money. So what ends up coming to me? I didn't make 10,000 rands from your show. When people come and see you performing in a theater or in an arena, they're like, oh my God, 2,000 people came and she was charging 100 rands per ticket. So she made how much? How much is 2,000 plus 100 rand? Let's just say 20,000. Is it 200,000? I think 20,000. Hey, my maths. Let's say 200,000. Yo, why is my math so bad? Yeah, it will be 10 rands will be 2,000, so 200,000. And people will be like, oh, I counted, you made so much money. But they forget the venue itself made a profit before I made a profit. Maybe we paid 80,000 rands for the venue. In some venues, you have to pay for security. The stage, the person who designs the stage that you see me standing on, I may be standing there for an hour, but the stage maybe took 3 days to strike. The person who put the stage is being paid. The lighting that you see there is being paid. The person sitting behind operating the follow spots is being paid. The crew that's recording the show, that's responsible for the sound, is being paid. If I have an open act, they are being paid. So you might be counting and thinking, oh, comedians make so much money, 200,000. Sometimes you'll have a sold out show. And you make less money than you would if someone had hired you to go and perform 10 minutes in their show. Sometimes your support act is making more money than yourself because they're not spending as much as you are spending. Everything they get is coming to them. Yes, they still have to pay for outfit, makeup, whatever needs they have. So why is it saying, sorry about that? Why are they saying they're having trouble? Okay, never mind. Yep. So you need to be aware of how much you are making, and in that, how much is profit, how much is revenue. And guys, please, if you have not yet subscribed, please do the right thing and subscribe. Subscription is free, mahala. It is mahala. I know a lot of you keep saying, I'll subscribe when I have money. Not on YouTube. Not on YouTube. Just press the subscribe button. It's free. Mahala. We are here with Breakfast Show.
Breakfast Show. Yantambama. Breakfast Show. Yantambama.
Now let's talk about how come some small businesses that come to the township beat us. Let's discuss something that can become emotional in South Africa, especially with everything that's happening right now. But foreign-owned township businesses, people ask, why are they succeeding? Why are they succeeding and we are not? There are many complicated social and economic issues around this, and we shouldn't reduce an entire subject to just stereotypes. But there are business practices worth examining wherever we see them, whenever we see them. One thing they do very well is buying collectively, because buying collectively controls cost. Another thing, long operating hours. Long operating hours. Why are you closed on Saturday? Why are you going to a wedding when you are running a business? Because if you were working at McDonald's, you would tell your friend that you can't make it because you're working. Why can't you apply the same attitude when you work for yourself? Why? Why can't we? Long operating hours. Why are you closed at 5 when people are just coming back from work? People who are working are coming back from work. And when your sponsor shop is already closed. Knowing fast moving stock. Why you keep ordering things people are not buying? Reinvesting. Using family and community networks. Understanding your small margins. And being close to the customer. People don't have money from the 1st to the 31st of the month. These people are local to you. So what if they come and take food on a loan? So many of the big commercial businesses make money by giving us loans, making us pay in installments. You know these people, you know where they live. Sometimes our response is always like, we must support local business. Yes, we must, but local businesses also have to give customers a reason to return. Supporting local business does not mean a shop opens at 11 a.m. Doesn't mean there's no change. Doesn't mean the card machine doesn't work. The owner didn't go to buy stock today because it was too cold. They look angry that you've arrived and it's raining. Now they have to serve you when it's raining. You walk inside, you greet them, you can tell from their face that you've just disturbed them from watching their Bollywood programs. You greet them, they don't even greet back. Customers don't owe us success. We learn repeat customers through providing convenience, price, quality, trust, and good service, and consistency. When you go and buy KFC, you know how it tastes. You know where to go if you feel like wings with a lot of salt. You know exactly where you should go. Consistency. A customer shouldn't have to participate in your struggle as part of their purchase. Supporting you doesn't mean me having to understand your moods. You know the African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. That's what we must apply. It's a widely repeated African proverb that is associated with wisdom, with community, with working together. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But if you want people to support you, make it easy for them to support you. And this attitude of, my uncle knows someone in business, now you must treat me better. Treat every customer the same. The person who works in the car wash and the person who works in the judge's office, treat them the same. They all bring the same 20 rands for your guinya. Why are you treating them differently based on their social status? Your customers should receive the same treatment. It's not like you make more money from a teacher's 20 rand than you do from a cleaner's 20 rand. Why are you treating them differently? Why are your customers being treated differently? So guys, please share what township ideas, business ideas do you think are needed? If you were to invest in a township business, what would you invest in? If you were to do a business in the township, whether as an investor or as a business owner yourself, what would you do? If I said to you, I have 300,000 rands that I want to invest in a township business, but I want to make profits. I don't want to put my money down the drain. I want to make profits. What advice would you give me? What business should I do? What business should I do? Should I do laundry and cleaning? What convenience can I solve? What packaging can I sell? Is it property? Should I build rental rooms? Should I build small commercial places to rent out? Should I build storage places? Should I provide digital services? Should I build a content studio where people can come, pay me like they pay like Airbnb, but just come and pay to create content with fake restaurants, with fake food. So you can sit and pretend you're in a restaurant on a date and just pay me 200 rands for sitting there for 10 minutes to take photos. What should I do? Should I buy a house and turn it into a studio for content creators? Why are people going into town to create content when we should be able to provide the same services in the townships? Should I do a hotel where people rent per hour, where couples can rent per hour to just come and hug each other? Like, what should I do? Give me business ideas. I'm using a phone, so I can't see the comments because they are so small. And unfortunately, oh, poultry. That is so good. Poultry, you get eggs every day. Eggs do so much, but I'll need to learn a skill, to learn how to make sure my poultry is not being unalive. Every day I wake up, 15 of them are unalive. But that's good. And what about the neighbors? Are the neighbors not going to complain? I would need to buy one near a sangoma and then have a deal with them that if people come, just tell them they need to slaughter a white chicken. Just tell them they need to slaughter a black chicken, and then I can see them with a little bit of a commission. That would be good. Poultry is good. Poultry farming. And township people, guys, if you don't come from a township, especially if you don't come from KwaZulu, you may not know. People use chickens for different things. People buy chickens. Why do people have to go into town to buy chickens and bring them back to the township? Let's sell them. And in my neighborhood, I don't know anyone who sells poultry. Only when you go towards the exits, when there's a crossing. Every time I've wanted to buy poultry, I've had to go to other areas outside the township or Nase station, but they like in the exits. Why? They're business making every day, businesses making money every day through our township practices, and we are not making money. We are not making money. I'm telling you, I think that's going to be my birthday gift this year. I'm going to buy myself, instead of going on holiday, I love going on holidays for my birthdays, but instead of doing that, I'm going to invest in a township economy. I'm going to look into your comments, look into your ideas, and I'm going to invest, and I'll come back and tell you what I did. I intend to do this weekly. We do breakfast show Yantambama every day. We don't have a set time, guys. We do it when we do it until we settle. You do know that I work, I do shows, I travel, so I can't really commit to a set time, but I try. So it's breakfast show Yantambama. It could be breakfast where you are, it could be Yantambama where someone else is. And I'm going to start a new series of life in my 40s, like on the fourth floor, because I just realized that it's something I've always wanted to do. I even shot some videos some time back. I don't know what happened to them, but I never posted them. I was like, I need to do a series about life on the fourth floor so that you guys don't have to go through the problems and the mistakes that I made. You can take the shortcuts. And now I was like, oh my God, next year is September. I'm entering the last year in my 40s. If I don't do this now, I'm going to have to do life on the fifth floor. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to start next week with that series. Please do support it. Please do like, subscribe. I'm going to do it on my English channel, Tenjiwe Unplugged. I've got two channels. isiZulu is Tenjiwe Comedy. English is Tenjiwe Unplugged. Please do support both if you understand both languages. I've got content that I post all the time. I've got so many stand-up comedy clips that I just need to edit and post. Most of them don't even need editing, but I always like to watch before I post, because sometimes I have to blur people's faces because if they didn't give me permission to be on the video, sometimes I like to just use the angle that just only shows me and doesn't show the audience, because sometimes people borrow other people's people to go to shows with, and I don't want to be ending marriages, especially now that I'm not even a divorce lawyer anymore, so I'm not making profits from people divorcing, so I don't like to cause trouble. But I've got so many shows that are just ready to do the final watching, edit, and post. I just haven't had time, but I will be doing the sit-down videos. I know a lot of you used to love my videos comparing life abroad versus life in South Africa. I'm going to be doing the live on the fourth floor, and you're going to learn a lot from it. It's going to help you. It's going to save you a lot of money, a lot of stress, a lot of trouble. And it's going to assure you that what you think now is possibly the best thing. So I will be doing that, and then I will be, oh my word, what time is it? Oh, I need to go. It is 15 minutes. I need to jump in the shower. I'm meeting my friends at 9, and it is now 8:45. So, but at least we're meeting just 3 minutes away from me. They're coming to where I am. So I'm just going to be going 3 minutes from my place. Just jump in the shower, bump my hair. I might even just let the afro out because it is so hot, guys. It is so hot. It's in the 30s. I think like 36. So, yeah, let's think of township economy. Childcare. Childcare is an issue. How can you provide childcare solutions for the young moms who still want to go to Mgroove? Do a sleepover crash. They can leave them with you, pay you, and the stepfathers will pay. You see, I'm giving you ideas, guys. And working parents also need reliable, safe solutions. Not all working parents are working during the day. Some working parents are doing night shift. What solutions do they have? And we need to start manufacturing our own food instead of just selling finished products, selling cooked food. We need to start manufacturing our own food. And with those stokvel monies, we need to start putting them in better investments. So we need to do better. And we need to own things. Because so many businesses will close if their nearest shopping center or the nearest supermarket was to close. A lot of businesses will close because we don't manufacture. We just buy end products. And that's why we sell things at such higher prices that make people feel like I'd rather go and buy it from town. Because why you not bulk buying with other business people so that you can get it at the lowest price? And business is not just for people who are not employed. You can be employed and still have a business. Actually, you have more of a peace of mind if you are employed and have a business. Because you know you are earning your salary that's going to cover your basic needs, but you also are running your business. Don't resign. Some of you resign too quick, too early. I've seen even social media content creators, they make their first check, they resign. Like, oh. The inconsistency of these monies on social media will give you anxiety. Why are you deciding to retire just because you've made? I know someone who retired after making 2,000 pounds, not pounds, US dollars, and they thought they had made it in life. They retired from a job, and the following month they made like 90. The following month, the money just kept going up and down, up and down. You can do both. There's nothing wrong with doing both. So guys, we need to start thinking of building generational wealth, not just always building generational court cases. Generational wealth is what we need, not generational court cases. We need to do better. And yes, there is money in the township. We just need to look at how we can keep it there so that maximum people can profit before it leaves the township. Follow the money. Don't tell people there's no money in the township. Follow the money. And don't forget to let me know what ideas do you think I should be looking into if I want to invest in the township. Follow the money. It is breakfast show. Yantambama, because it is breakfast somewhere and it is ntambama somewhere else. And thank you so much for joining us. My name is Tenjiwe and I love you and I will see you tomorrow. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, click, do all the right things that need to be done. Let's grow this channel. Let's grow together. And I love you. Kulungileke. Bye. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Subscription is free. Mahala.